The Swiss property market has gone crazy lately. In 3 years, price has increased by 15%. And if you're talking about big cities like Zurich, it's even more crazy. According to Bloomberg, Zurich has become one of Europe's hottest housing markets, surpassing London and Paris in terms of price growth. If you're renting, the demand is sky high and there's not enough to go around. You might have to fill out a ton of applications, like 50, before you finally land a place. As a foreigner with a B permit, I recently bought an apartment by Zurich Lake with my partner. Today I'm going to answer a few questions: how to buy a house or apartment in Switzerland as a foreigner, how the mortgage works, and what sneaky traps you need to be aware of. Stick around because I got a game-changing tip in the end as a bonus that will help you get the best deal. My name is Charlene. I'm not affiliated with any property agents or banks. I'm fully independent, and everything I'm sharing today is based on my own experience. Let's kick things off by addressing the big question: can foreigners buy houses or apartments in Switzerland? Well, the short answer is yes, but there are some key things you need to know. If you have a permanent residence permit, which is C permit, or if you're EU citizens, for example, living in Switzerland, you have the same rights as Swiss citizens do to purchase real estate. Now I've got a B permit, which means I'm not a permanent resident, but I can work and live here and also buy houses or apartments. But here's the catch: if you're like me, a non-permanent resident and a non-EU national, you can purchase property, but you cannot rent it out till you have C permit. They made that point super clear when I signed a contract at the notary's office. And also, if you're a cross-border commuter or foreign national living abroad, there are some other rules that apply to you. I've included a link in the description area for more information. Check it out later. Just forgot to mention earlier that if you so far found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That will be super helpful for this channel. The purchase procedure. Now that we know it's possible, let's dive into how to buy property in Switzerland as a foreigner. Step number 1, location preferences and research. Location. Switzerland has stunning landscapes and your choice matters. Do your research and understand the local market dynamics before making a decision. Here's a tip. You can use the HomeGate app or website for house and apartment hunting. That's how I found my place last year. Here's the pro tip. Make sure to subscribe to newsletters from developers or agencies. They often drop hot information there before it hits third-party platforms like HomeGate. Step number 2, financing options and mortgage lending. Getting your Swiss dream home finance is a big deal. Foreigners can get mortgages, but Swiss banks might ask for a bigger down payment than they do from locals. Last year, I shopped around and talked to 3 banks, UBS, ZKB, and the smaller boutique lender. We compared their mortgage offers and finally picked the one with the lowest interest rate and more flexibility. Now, I'm not here to advertise for any banks, but if you got any question, drop a comment. I will do my best to answer it. And for down payment, it's usually 20 to 30% of the property's price. Now, let's break down the mortgage types. 1, fixed rate mortgages. These are pretty popular in Switzerland. With these, your interest rate stays the same for a set period, usually between 2 to 15 years. It's like a stable ship in turbulent waters. Now, given that central banks worldwide might be cutting interest rate in 2024, fixed rate mortgages might now be my top pick. I didn't choose this one. 2, flexible mortgages. Their interest rates change based on what's happening in the markets. Swiss banks often add a little extra, a premium, to SARON rate, which is a Swiss interest rate benchmark. It's like LIBOR in the UK, you might have heard. So if the rate go up, your mortgage goes up, and if they go down, your mortgage goes down. The premium can vary between banks and depends on your financial situation and how much you are borrowing. 3, mixed mortgages. You can split your loan into 2 parts, one with a fixed rate and the other flexible. It's also possible for you to go for multiple mortgages with different maturity dates. Step number 3, legal restrictions and notary services. Legal stuff is super important. You need a Swiss notary to make sure everything is formalized and properly legalized. They handle contracts, taxes. I remember signing a mountain of paperwork that took me almost half a day. It was a thick stack. And the notary officer explained every tiny detail. It was all in German since I live in Zurich. If you don't speak the local language, you can sign an authorization form and have someone you trust there to help you out. Common pitfalls and challenges. Now it's time to talk about what can go wrong. Number 1, tax implications and financial planning. Switzerland plays by its own tax rules, and owning property can mess with your wealth tax, for example, and stuff. So do yourself a favor and chat with a local tax pro. They will help you figure out the game plan and keep your finances on point. 2, currency exchange risks. Currency exchange can impact your purchase. Fluctuation in exchange rates may affect your budget, so consider currency hedging options if you're concerned about the rate changes. Swiss francs have been really strong lately. If you're using a foreign currency to buy Swiss property, it might not be the best move at the moment. But who knows? Francs may get even stronger against your local currency going forward. So do your research and plan accordingly. Before we wrap things up, I didn't forget about the tip I promised you at the very beginning. It's all about tax marks. Think about the tax rates in the canton where you are planning to buy. Different canton has different tax systems. Some places like Zug or Schwyz have lower property income or wealth tax, while others like Bern, for example, can hit you with higher taxes. This can seriously impact your financial game plan. Check out this graph here. The darker it gets, the heavier the tax load in that canton. On the right side, you've got the German-speaking area, and on the left is more of French-speaking area. Looks like the German-speaking spots usually have lower tax rates than their French-speaking neighbors. If you're thinking about investing in 2024, don't put all your eggs in the real estate basket. If you're all about investment game and curious about the top 4 money makers this year, I've got something special for you. Click on the screen. I will see you in the next video.